Rennie here from the Right City branch, and today we are going to make holiday embroidered gift tags. This is what some of the finished product will look like. The library is going to provide everybody with a needle, the templates, and a sheet of blank templates as well in case you are feeling a little crafty, and 2 skeins of embroidery floss. There's a picture included that has all of the stuff that you are going to get. Some of the things you might not receive in your kit would be a piece of cardboard, which is something that you'll put under your template as you're poking the holes into the card to make sure that you can get your needle through. And of course scissors. Hopefully you have scissors at home. So to start with, I'm going to cut my tags out. I'm not going to cut them all the way out, just so that I have a little bit of extra paper to hold on to while I'm working my way through it. And now I'm going to set my template down onto my cardboard, and I will begin by poking a hole in every single spot where the embroidery floss will need to change directions, essentially. So for instance, on the star, all you have to do is poke a hole in each of the 5 points. A little tough sometimes with a needle, but you can do it. Sometimes I have to put something over the top of it, like a little piece of cloth or something, and push down if I'm having a hard time getting it in. So what I did is take about a piece of floss that's about the length of my arms and one arm and my shoulder, and I put it through my needle. And now you're going to pick up your template, and you're going to start on the back side. I'm going to insert the needle into one of the holes and pull it through. You want to leave a little bit of a tail so that you have something to tie off. Then I'm going to go into the next hole down, go through the front, and then I'm going to go into the back and find the back piece for the next one. Sometimes it can be a little tricky, you just got to work at it. I started out with a star because it's definitely the easier one. Now you want to pull through, and sometimes your yarn or your floss can get a little tangled on the back, so you want to make sure you're pulling nice and slow. You don't want to pull too tight, because if you do, then your string will come through this hole, or the tag will start to bend. So just kind of nice and tight, but not too tight. Down, and I know sometimes you have to go into the same hole a couple times. See, I got a little knot, but if you just kind of pull gently, it should undo itself. And then we'll go into the next hole. And then I'll do one last one right here. So now I've got my little star. I'm going to flip it over onto the back. And there's 2 ways you can do this. You can either tie it like this with the 2 ends together, or you can just do 2 knots in each end, whichever works for you. I'm going to try doing it this way. We'll see what happens because my tail got a little short. So I'll pull it through. I'm just tying a simple square knot. And you see it's a little bit loose, which will make this be a little bit loose too. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. But there you go. So we're done with that, and we can cut off our excess tail. I always like to have a little bit of extra left because you never know. And then I'll just cut this off. And eventually you'll want to cut along the inside of this gray line to get rid of that line, and you put a hole punch in it, and you'll have a tag. For the longer, more complex projects, you're going to need a little more string. So this one, I went with the full 2 arm lengths. And background, I just spent about 20 minutes trying to get the floss through this eye hole on this needle, so don't get discouraged. You can do it. Okay. Once again, here's our snowflake, and you see I've punched all the holes in it. I'm going to start in the center. I'm going to go in from the back and pull up and through. This is where it gets a little knotty, so you want to be careful. Make sure you keep your string nice and straight. And give yourself a bit of a tail. And then we're going to go down into the next hole, down one of the little arms. And then I'm going to go up into this one. So I've gone down, and I'm going to find the hole that's on the little twig looking thing here. Look in the back. And that's not the right one. So you got to go back and take a look again. There we go. So I'm going to come up here, You can see my yarn, my string. Sorry, I'm a crocheter, so I keep saying yarn. And we pull that tight, and then we're gonna go back into this very same hole that we just came through. So we're gonna come back. So we'll have our completed little feathery looking thing. And then I'm gonna go across to this side, find my spot on the back, pull through, and then come down this hole here. So I've now pushed the needle through this hole, which is on the same one on here, 3 different times. So you can see this has come up a little bit loose. I'm going to flip this over. I'm just going to give this a slight little tug to make that a little tighter, just to make sure it stays in there.
Repeat this process until you're all finished. And there you have it, embroidered gift tags. Thank you so much for watching.